Join me for a hike up Kronberg in the Alpstein. The plan today is simple: summit Kronberg, relax in a hammock, back for the train. Alright, we've made it to Go South. The first job of the trip, of course, is to get some food. So we're heading up to Migros now, see what we can get. Alright, food secured. Let's go get the next train and get on to Kronberg. Kronberg is one of my favourite mountains to climb around this time of year. It's not too tall or technical, but the snow adds a nice element, although I didn't quite enjoy the amount of ice that was laying on the path. Hiking in snow isn't for the weak-hearted, as it seems to take significantly longer to cover much less distance, but it also has the benefit of being much more rewarding than skipping down perfect paths. Okay, we've made it, just popping out of the valley now. We're starting to get some height. Just behind me, I don't think you can see it, but there's the chapel that we're aiming for. And after that, there's Kronberg summit. It's a lovely day for a hike. There's not much sun, but the cloud is staying firmly in the sky. So hopefully, we'll be on for a good day. I've been up the mountain at least once for the past 3 years. Each time I've been up in a different way, either along the lower summits to the west or past the chapel to the east. These mountains are starting to feel almost like my local mountains, and so I come back as much for sentimental reasons as anything else. This time I was planning to drop down off the summit of Kronberg before peters out and find a spot to sling the hammock. The weather had been forecast to be nice enough for a Yorkshireman, as there was just a bit of cloud in the sky. This was perfect for me as it kept the mountain empty of other walkers. The weather was also perfect to put up the hammock and relax for a while. The chapel that stands partway up Kronberg has been a place of worship for over half a millennium. Built near a life-giving spring, it has had a rich history over the ages. The building that stands to this day was put up and consecrated in 1925. It is still being looked after and restored where necessary. I've just made it up to the chapel behind me, absolutely beautiful. And behind me you can see Santis, and then just up there to the right, that'll be Kronberg summit, just there. It's almost at the top, and then we'll start our descent back down. It's a glorious building that stands in stark contrast to the landscape during the summer months. However, at this time it is almost camouflaged against the snow. I find these wonderfully bright religious buildings with thin spires to be of very different character to the squat grey churches in England. Behind Kronberg, the looming mass of Santis stands proudly, announcing the beginning of the Alpstein proper. Santis is the tallest mountain in the Alpstein and has incredible views of the Alps to the south. Many years ago, my family and I took the gondola up to the summit and were able to understand for the first time the majesty of proper mountains. It is partly these memories and vaguely present feelings that bring me back again and again. On the way down, the path all but disappeared, and I either followed ski tracks or straight lined down the fresh snow. Eventually I came to an open wood that had recently been thinned. This seemed like the perfect place to put up the hammock and get some work done. The swaying of the hammock and warmth of my jacket lent the comforting feeling, and I was soon in a world of my own. Much too quickly, I had to start packing up and getting ready to get going again, so as not to miss this train. Having rested so thoroughly, it took me a minute for the legs to get back into walking again, but soon I was happily wandering back towards the train station. I got back in perfect time to watch the train going the other way move off. Having ticked off all objectives, Kronberg summited, relaxed in the hammock, made it back for the train. Another successful day. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.